Hello. Today we're going to start a new module. We're going to start a whole new unit. So let's see what we have. Okay, so we're starting module C, the last one for this package. Module C, and we're going to start with the first one that we have here, C1, unit C1. It's all visible to you now, so you can see. Now, the grammar that we have here is actually something that we've been seeing so far. So we're going to see the past continuous. Now, this time it's going to be a different use of the past continuous, but we have already seen it. We're going to see modals of permission, so more modals, and then comparisons. So it's almost something that we have already seen, but maybe a little bit more advanced. Okay. Do you have any questions before we start?
No. ¿Cómo me fue en el examen? ¿Lo vemos mañana?
Oh, yes, please. Let's see it tomorrow.
Okay.
Tengo tu nota del examen, pero todavía no tengo las otras. Me faltan las otras. Okay. So let's start with some video listening. See what we have. Okay. Can you please read the instructions?
Look at the picture. ¿Desde ahí?
Maybe here, the context too.
Okay. Talia has phoned Nick from the Gower building. Talia was angry and told Nick that she couldn't find Jackie Baker. Nick is now upset and worried. He rushes down to the building to look for Jackie Baker.
Okay. So Talia has phoned Nick, right?
Phoned.
And he's upset.
Upset.
Okay. So what do you think Nick finds out from the receptionist?
There is no Jackie Baker in the building.
Okay, so yeah, probably, right? We already knew that from Talia's conversation with her. So let's watch the video.
Hello. Jackie Baker, please.
Oh, I'm sorry, but there's no Jackie Baker here.
Do you mind if I look at that?
Not at all. Have a look. Let me guess. You're Nick.
That's right. How did you know?
Oh, you're famous around here.
Oh. Do you follow soccer?
Soccer? No, never watch it. I was listening when that woman called you. I overheard everything.
Well, that's great.
She was really angry. Well, I've seen angry before, but she was like really irate.
I know. I was there. Say, do you know what time it is?
Nearly 5. I was just getting ready to leave when you arrived.
It's probably too late anyway. The news is going to be on in an hour.
Okay, so yes, that's what Nick finds out. There's no Jackie Baker. Now, what else? What else is going on there? What else is happening?
The receptionist say that Talia is angry.
Yes, the receptionist said that Talia was angry, right? In the past.
Yes.
She was, okay. When was she angry?
When she discovered that Jackie Baker isn't there. Or
Okay.
wasn't there?
Exactly, yes. When she discovered that Jackie Baker wasn't there. Or when she found out, you can say. A better verb. Do you know the phrasal verbs? Do you know what phrasal verbs are?
Rachel?
Yes, phrasal verbs. Have you ever heard of them?
No.
So phrasal verbs son verbos frasales, son verbos que están compuestos de más de una sola palabra. Por ejemplo, el verbo find out, y en realidad el verbo find solito, la palabra find ya es un verbo. Cuando le añades esta preposición o esta partícula out, se convierte en otro verbo. Do you know what find means? ¿Sabes qué significa find?
¿Encontrar?
Yes, encontrar. Y find out significa descubrir. So, estos phrasal verbs son muy comunes y en la gente nativa los usa muchísimo más que los verbos normales. Entonces, por ejemplo, find out means the same as discover, but it's more used, es más común. So you can say, she found out that there was no Jackie Baker. Okay, found es en el pasado de find. So she found out.
Okay.
Okay, so yes, she was angry when she found out. Now let's answer these questions here.
What does the receptionist tell Nick?
Yes.
There is no one named Jackie Baker in the building.
Okay, that's perfect. And how does the receptionist know Nick's name?
She listened to Talia's phone conversation with Nick.
Exactly. When will the news be on TV?
At 6.
Okay. And when Nick says it's probably too late anyway, what does that mean?
The news will be on soon.
Yes. Let's see. Okay, you were right. I wasn't sure about the time, but you were right. Okay, nice. So tell me something. Do you remember the past continuous? Like, for example, if I ask you something, what were you doing yesterday morning? How could you reply?
Past continuous, no?
Yes, past continuous. What were you doing?
I was watching TV.
Yes, awesome. You were watching TV yesterday morning. Perfect. What were we doing yesterday night? Well, we didn't have class, right? Yesterday night. What were we doing Monday night?
Monday night.
Yes.
I was doing, no?
Yeah.
I did. No sé bien si puedes usar cualquier auxiliar.
Auxiliar. Para el
O sea,
pasado.
was, did, o ¿cómo se dice? O siempre es was.
¿Qué quieres decir?
Yo, no sé, yo hice tarea, digamos.
En ese caso, hice solamente es pasado simple, ¿verdad? No es una acción continua. Si no lo quieres decir como una acción continua, puedes decir I did my homework, right? Or I did homework.
Ya, si es continuo, entonces...
Pero no
I
te
was doing. I was doing.
I was doing my homework, sería continuo.
O sea, cuando es pasado continuo siempre va el was.
Sí, cuando es pasado continuo va was o were, ¿verdad? Dependiendo de la persona.
Were es cuando es you y they, ¿cierto?
Sí, you, we, they.
Ok.
Y was es para todos los demás. Y este did, por si acaso, no es un auxiliar, ¿verdad? Este did acá solamente es
Es
un
el
verbo.
verbo.
Sí. ¿Cómo dirías, por ejemplo, yo, yo tenía mucha tarea? How can you say that?
Yo tenía mucha tarea. I had.
Exactly. I had a lot of homework. Ah, muy bien. Okay, so yes, you remember the past continuous. So we have seen it, I remember, but we're gonna see a different use of the same past continuous. So, do you remember what the receptionist was doing when Nick arrived? What was she doing when Nick arrived?
Sí. Estaba acomodando sus cosas, pero no sé cómo se dice acomodando, cerrando,
Yes, you can say
guardando.
she was packing her stuff, sus cosas, her stuff, she was packing, como acomodando, or she was getting ready, se estaba listando, she was getting ready.
Okay.
Okay, so yes, you're right. So she was getting ready when Nick arrived. Let's listen to this part.
I was just getting ready to leave when you arrived.
Right, that is the past continuous. I was just getting ready to leave when you arrived. So before Nick arrived, she was packing her stuff, she was getting ready to leave. Before Nick arrived.
El getting es el pasado continuo, por eso usa getting. Was just getting.
Sí, en realidad con cualquier verbo se puede hacer el pasado continuo, ¿verdad? Acá was, I was getting, significa me estaba listando, I was getting ready, ¿verdad? Getting es get con ing, ¿verdad? Y lo puedes hacer esto con cualquier verbo, no solamente get. So get plus ing.
Claro, me refería a que eso es pasado continuo.
Sí, eso más el verbo to be, ¿verdad? Was getting sería el pasado continuo, no solo el getting. So yes. So yes.
Y
¿Sabes qué es?
el just, ¿por qué lo utiliza ahí?
El just es solamente como decir, justo me estaba listando. Es algo que pasa recientemente. I was just getting ready to leave. So,
Ya. Porque
lo
también
puedes
se
usar
podría
como...
eliminar, digamos. Podría ser directo, I was getting ready.
Exacto, es something extra. No es necesario.
Okay.
Entonces, that is the use that we're going to see today. Past continuous for an interrupted action. If we think about it, the woman was doing her things. She was doing what she was supposed to do. Estaba haciendo lo que tenía que hacer. When Nick arrived, llegó, came in, and interrupted that action. Interrumpió su acción, ¿verdad? Ella estaba haciendo sus cosas y Nick le interrumpió.
Ajá.
So that is what we're going to see today. Past continuous with when. Interrupted actions.
Okay.
Sí. Okay. Okay. Let's start here. So the past continuous, we already know that we use it to talk about activities in progress, right? No sabemos que lo usamos para hablar de actividades en progreso, activities that are taking place in progress. Now, otro uso, another use is when we talk about activities that were taking place in progress when something else happened, cuando algo más pasó. So in that case, we're going to use when, the word when. Vamos a utilizar la palabra clave when. Okay? So for example, in our example, if we look at the timeline, okay, move on. So if we look at the timeline, the receptionist was getting ready in a continuous form, right? She was just doing her thing, she was getting ready. And then Nick came in the middle and interrupted this action. He arrived and interrupted the action that the receptionist was doing. So we're gonna say, I was getting ready to leave ready to leave when you arrive. Now, if you notice, we're using two tenses here. What tenses are we using?
Tenses.
Yes, what tenses are we using in this sentence?
I was getting ready to leave.
Exactly, this is the past continuous, right? Getting ready, past continuous. And what other tense are we using?
When you arrive.
Exactly, what tense is that?
Present.
You sure? Arrived?
Arrive. Ah, no, ese es the present perfect.
No, present perfect tiene el have, ¿verdad? You have arrived.
Past simple. Simple past.
Exactly. Past simple or simple past. So those are the two tenses that we're going to use now. We're going to use to talk about the action that was taking place, para hablar de la acción que estaba tomando lugar antes de que la interrupción pasara, usamos el past continuous, perdón. I was getting ready to leave. Y para hablar de la acción que interrumpe a la otra acción, lo que pasa después, la segunda acción, lo que interrumpe, we use the past simple or the simple past, whatever you want to call it. So, past continuous, getting ready, and past simple, you arrive. Okay, we'll use those.
Y siempre se utiliza el when cuando
Sí.
hay una oración así de interrupción.
Yeah, in this case, yes, when, cuando. Estaba alistándome cuando tú llegaste. Se pueden usar otras palabras también, pero por ahora when.
Okay.
Was getting ready to leave when you arrive. Ese when va a conectar las dos, ¿verdad? Conecta la acción que estaba pasando con la que interrumpe. Now, todas las oraciones que tienen when, if, creo que una vez hablamos de esto, se pueden invertir también. We can make it different. We can invert it. So podemos decir, when you arrived, I was getting ready to leave. So this is exactly the same, but we're just inverting it. Lo estamos invirtiendo, el orden, pero la oración es la misma. Ahora, que no te confunda, muchas personas se confunden, ven el orden invertido y piensas, ok, when you arrived, como está primero en la oración, es lo que pasó primero. Y como esto está segundo, es lo que pasó segundo. Pero no es así, no porque esté al principio es lo que pasó al principio. Si tú entiendes la oración, significa, cuando llegaste me estaba listando. Entonces, ¿qué pasó primero? Primero yo me estaba listando, and then you arrived, y después llegaste. Primero me estaba listando, I was getting ready, y después llegaste. So, el orden no cambia el significado de la oración. No importa cómo lo escribas, lo que está pasando con el pasado continuo siempre va a ser la primera acción, lo que estaba pasando antes de la interrupción. Y el simple past siempre va a ser la interrupción. ¿Ok? That's how you know. Y acuérdate que si la palabra when, while, if, whenever, todas esas palabras van al principio, we always need a comma. Si van al medio, no hay necesidad de coma. Okay. So this is what I was telling you. The time clause, the part with when, can go at the beginning or in the end of the sentence. When it comes at the beginning, we need a comma. I was getting ready to leave, you arrived. And when it's at the end, you don't need a comma. The meaning doesn't change. The two sentences mean that the receptionist started getting ready to leave before the Nick arrived. Okay. So look at the difference between these two sentences. Can you please read the first sentence?
When the phone rang, the receptionist was leaving.
Okay, and the second sentence.
When the phone rang, the receptionist left.
Okay, so what is the difference? Can you tell me?
La primera es pasado continuo.
Ujú.
Y la segunda es left. ¿Qué? Left.
Left es el pasado de leave, irse.
Eso es simple past.
Yes. Si no ves un auxiliar como have o had y es pasado, siempre es simple past. So, in this sentence, en la primera, ¿qué pasó primero? What happened first?
Pasó primero was leaving. The receptionist was leaving. Se estaba yendo. Se estaba
Exactly. The
yendo
receptionist.
y sonó el teléfono.
Perfect. Yes. And what about in the second one? What happened first?
Sonó primero sonó el teléfono
Yes. And then there's
y después
exactly.
se fue.
So notice the change in meaning, right? It's not the same. So that's why right now we're studying this one here. Estamos estudiando el primero. So simple
En la
past, past continuous.
En la segunda, más bien es como que sonó el teléfono y se fue, como si fueran las dos cosas al mismo tiempo.
Primero sonó el teléfono, no fue al mismo tiempo. No. Porque si fuera al mismo tiempo no tendrías la palabra when. Tendrías la palabra, ¿qué palabra tendría? Si no, tendrías la palabra while. One rang, the receptionist left. Eso significa que pasó al mismo tiempo. Mientras el teléfono sonó, la recepcionista se fue. O lo puedes hacer los dos con presente continuo o pasado continuo. Podrías decir, while the phone was ringing, the receptionist was leaving. So while significa al mismo tiempo. Pero when indica que algo pasó primero, el orden de eventos. No fue al mismo tiempo. Algo pasó primero, algo pasó después.
Okay.
Okay. So, entonces en el segundo puedes hacer una historia súper larga, ¿verdad? Puro simple past. Puedes decir, for example, I can tell you a story. I can say, the phone rang, I stood up, I picked up the phone, I hung up, and I left. So I had tons of actions, varias acciones. The phone rang, sonó el teléfono, I picked up, contesté. When, I don't know, when I stopped speaking, cuando dejé de hablar, I hung up the phone, colgué el teléfono, then I stood up and I left. Me paré y me fui. Entonces puedo hacer toda una historia y estoy yendo en orden cronológico. Puro simple past. Pero cuando utilizo el past continuous, ahí estoy indicando que ha habido una interrupción. So when I was watching TV, the phone rang. Estaba viendo televisión y sonó el teléfono. Okay? It is different.
Okay.
So let's see what else we have. Okay, I think that's it. Well, that's everything we have, but we're gonna practice a little bit more. Let's see. Okay. Okay, this is really good practice.
See you tomorrow.
Okay. Okay, hang on. Okay. Okay. Okay, well, let's see what we have here. Resources. Okay.
¿Mete el auto? ¿Dónde lo llamo?
Okay, so we're gonna read this. How do I? Okay. So can you please read this article here?
Okay. Riverdale, yesterday at 6:30 p.m., the city of Riverdale was in darkness. The lights went out. Computer screens went black. Trains came to a sudden stop. Okay. Traffic signals went out. It was a mess. The CEO of Western Gas and Electric apologized to the people of Riverdale. He said the power was out for an hour. We know it caused problems for a lot of people. We're doing our best to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Okay, great. So careful with this verb came. Where is it? The trains came to a sudden stop. Okay.
Okay, what is the meaning of sudden?
Sudden means repentino. So a sudden stop means un paro repentino.
Okay.
Okay. And suddenly significa repentinamente. Es muy común. So now let's do this. Imagine that you were in this town, you were in Riverdale, just at 6:30 p.m. when the lights went out. What do you think you were doing? Can you make up a scene, a scenario? Tell me what you were doing. Where were you? What do you think you were doing?
I was leaving of my work.
Okay, you were leaving work when?
When the power was out.
Yes, when the power went out. Right, went out. Okay. And what were you doing when the CEO of Western Gas announced this apology? What were you doing then?
I was watching TV in my home.
Okay, you were watching TV at home when?
The CEO, I don't remember.
The CEO apologized, right? He apologized.
Yes.
He apologized. Do you know what apologize means?
Disculparse.
Exactly. So he apologized for the inconvenience. So let's do this one here now. Okay, hang on. I don't know how to. Okay, well, let's do it here. Okay, so for example, we're gonna make sentences with these images that we have. We're gonna imagine what happened. So in this case, for instance, I see the image of the girl. I see that she's cleaning a window. So I'm gonna say when she was cleaning a window, the phone rang, right? So that's gonna be my sentence. She was cleaning a window when the phone rang. Now this is wrong. For example, the comma here is wrong. I don't know why they used it. You would only have to use a comma if the word when was in the beginning.
Okay.
But don't pay attention to that. What can you say about this?
Kate was reading a book when the dog came.
When the dog came, right? The
Came.
past. Yes. Okay. Look at how you can also use while, right? While Kate was reading a book, the dog came. Both are okay. In the book, we only have when, but a while is also permissible. What about this one here? What was happening and what happened?
Mike was driving a car when I saw a helicopter.
Good. He was driving a car when he saw a
Oh,
helicopter.
when saw solamente, no I, ¿no?
Puede ser I o podría ser he, right? He was driving a car when he saw a helicopter. Cuando él vio un helicóptero, no tú. Right? You could say I too. Pero siempre necesitas un pronombre, ¿verdad? No puedes decir directamente when see or when saw. Tiene que tener un pronombre. When I saw, when he saw, when she saw. Okay. Now, what about this one? Try to do the other way. So invert the sentence.
When he saw a turtle, or when Dylan saw a turtle, he was diving.
Yes, when he saw a turtle, he was diving. This one here?
While the children was playing in the park, it started to rain.
It started?
No sé cómo es el pasado de start.
Es regular, so solo se le aumenta L.
Start.
It started to rain.
Started to rain.
So yeah, while the children, however, children is plural, right? Children is plural. So they. While the children, they were playing in the park, it started to rain. Okay, while the children were playing, it started to rain.
Ah, o sea, children no necesita la S para ser plural. Children's.
Oh, no, no, no. De hecho, children es un irregular plural. Hay algunos plurales que no se añaden, que no se hacen añadiendo una S. Children es uno de esos. Si quieres hablar de un solo niño, you say child. Y si quieres hablar de muchos niños, you say children.
Ah, okay.
Okay, child and children. Lo mismo pasa con person, persona. Y para decir personas en plural, no digas persons. It's better, well, correct people.
Okay.
Okay, so that's another one. Okay, what about this one here?
While his friends came, David David was doing homework.
Okay, now that is okay, but I think while, usualmente while se utiliza con algún tiempo continuo. Continuous while. Entonces, cuando dices while his friends came, sería mientras sus amigos llegaron. So it doesn't sound so good. It would sound better, sonaría mejor, well, while David was doing homework, his friends came. Right? Mientras estaba haciendo tarea, sus amigos llegaron.
Okay.
So while usualmente se utiliza con una forma continua, pero when se puede utilizar con los dos. Puede ser continuo o puede ser normal. Simple past, simple present.
Okay.
Okay, so yes. David was doing his homework when his friends came. Okay. What about this one here?
Kate was cycling to work
Yeah.
when she feel hungry. No, she felt hungry.
Yes, exactly. She felt hungry when she was cycling to work. This one here?
The boys were playing table tennis when the school bell ring. I don't know what is the pasado ring.
Run.
Rang. Okay. The boys were playing table tennis when the school bell rang.
Okay. That's right, when the school bell rang. Okay. So that is basically the past continuous plus the simple past. Okay, that's how we do it. That's how it works. While Dad was drinking coffee, Mary was watching TV. So look at this one here. This is extra, right? This is not necessarily past continuous and simple past. In this case, we're talking about two activities that were happening at the same time. We're using while, and both are in the past continuous, right? While he was drinking coffee, Mary was watching TV. Aquí no hay una acción interrumpida, nada interrumpido a nada, y por eso no estoy usando el simple past, ¿verdad? Son dos acciones simultáneas. Okay? So en realidad es bastante flexible. It has to sound good. And the good thing is that it works in the same way as in Spanish. Funciona de la misma manera que el español. So it shouldn't be a problem. Do you have any questions about that lesson?
No.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do some vocabulary. Let's see what we have here. Or would you prefer to do reading? I think we should do reading, right? Instead of vocabulary, and I can assign you the vocabulary. Te puedo asignar el vocabulario.
Okay.
Yes, let's do reading to practice the reading part. Okay. Okay. So the instructions say, read the article, number the sentences in the correct order, and type the numbers 1 to 6 into the blanks. So we're gonna read this article and then we're gonna try to summarize it and you'll tell me what you understood from the article. So, okay. Can you please start reading the article? This is about identity theft. Do you know what theft is?
No.
It means robo de identidad, identity theft.
Okay.
So can you please start?
This advertisement.
Yes.
This advertisement appeared in a Iowa newspaper last summer. Many people collect they salt Mike Marcus. They salt my Marcus was very funny. Salt?
Yes.
What is the meaning of salt?
It's the past of say, decir. They said.
Ah, esa es una I, parece una L, ¿no?
Ah, verdad, sí parece una L, pero no es una I.
Ah, yeah. They said Mike Marcus was very friendly. He said the job paid well and start soon. All he needed was a little bit of information, their name, address, date of birth, and a copy of their driver's license.
Okay.
Ya, ¿sigo leyendo?
Yes, please.
But my Marcus was not hiring drivers. He was stealing identities. Every person who answered the ad and gave personal information became a victim of crime identity theft.
Okay.
Identity theft occurs when one person obtains another's personal identification. They may then use that information to open credit card accounts, apply for car and home loans or loans.
Loans.
Apply for car and home loans. What is loans?
Préstamos.
Okay. Or rent cars and apartments. The thieves don't pay, and the victim is left with the bills.
Okay, great. So that's okay. Thank you. So some words. The first one, appeared. Can you say that?
Appear.
Okay, careful with the ed, right? In this one, cold.
Cold.
Okay, it's just like cold, the frío, cold, igual, cold.
Cold.
And became, el pasado de become, became.
Became.
Okay. Now this one here is occurs.
Occurs.
Okay. Usualmente cuando hay I, no siempre, pero una gran mayoría de las veces se pronuncia como I, right? So, por ejemplo, este es hiring.
Hiring.
And this is identities.
Identities.
So how do you think this one is? ¿Cómo crees que es esta acá?
Identification.
Okay, and this one here?
Apply.
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 Apply, yes. And this one is accounts.
Account.
Okay, so those are some words. Now, what did you understand from that passage? What happened? What was the story? Can you tell me, summarize it for me?
The story is about one person if stealing. How do you say robar?
Stealing or steal, yes.
Stealing identity of person.
Yes. Stealing people's identities, right?
Stealing people identities.
Okay, so what was his method? How did he steal identities?
When the people give him his identity, he was copying.
Exactly, yeah.
And he was I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna help you. So first thing, he would put an ad, right? He had an advertisement saying, we need drivers, call this number, right? That was the first thing we know, right? He had this advertisement. So what would people do when he called the number? What was the information that he asked?
The name and the identity number.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, yes. So the people that were calling, they would give them personal information like name, ID card, I don't know, driver's license. And what would Mike, the thief, do with this information? What would they do with the information that they obtained?
No sé cómo decirlo.
Come on, try. What would they do with this information?
They use that information to open credit card accounts.
Yes, exactly. So they would open credit card accounts. They would ask for loans, préstamos, or they would rent things. And the important thing is that they wouldn't pay. So they would end up not paying. And the victim, the person whose identity was stolen, that was the victim, right? So everything was under their name. So they would have to pay for everything. Okay. So here are a few ways to protect yourself from identity theft. Okay, can you read the first one?
Credit card care. Be careful with your credit cards and receipts. Don't leave them when others may find them.
Okay, so are you usually careful with your ID card, with your credit card? Do you usually take care of them, make sure that you don't give personal information unless it's a valid source?
Yes, I do.
Okay, has something like this ever happened to you?
In Amazon, they did me cobraron algo que no había comprado. ¿Cómo se puede decir eso?
Okay, they charged you, which means te cobraron, they charge you for something, por algo, that you, ¿cómo sería? That you te cobraron por algo que tú, that you
doesn't buy.
That you didn't buy. No doesn't, ¿verdad? Doesn't es para presente, he, she, or it. They charge you for something that you didn't, que no compraste, that you didn't buy. Okay. And what did you do?
I wrote a letter from Amazon.
To Amazon, okay. How much was it for? How much did they charge you?
I don't believe, maybe $40.
Okay. All right. And did you know what they bought?
Bought?
Yes, bought es el pasado de buy. So what did they buy with that money?
I don't remember.
Okay, you don't remember. Were you able to get your money back?
I think yes.
Okay. You think so, right? When you want to say I think yes, you can say I think so. Creo que sí, I think so.
Okay.
Okay, so that's great. If you could get your money back, that would be great. So another way to protect yourself from identity theft would be paper shredders. Now, this is interesting. You know how sometimes you go, I don't know, you go get copies, right, of something, vas a sacar fotocopias. So make sure that they destroy all documents with personal information on them. That will be, and locked mailboxes. So this doesn't happen here, but in the US, they have their mailboxes and sometimes they don't use a locker. No usan candado. So somebody could just open the mailbox and extract your information. So let's answer the questions now. We need to order the events of the story. So these are the 6 events. What happened first? Look at them.
First, a man put an advertisement for drivers in the newspaper.
Yes, that's what happened first. What happened then?
Personal information. When they called the man asked for personal information.
Okay, are you sure that's what happened next? Look at the other ones.
No, people respond to the advertisement by calling the phone number.
Yes, people responded to the advertisement by call. And then?
When they called, the man asked for personal information.
Right, and then?
People responded
Yes.
to his question with their name, address, date of birth, other personal information.
Okay, and then?
As soon as he got the information, the man used it to open credit card accounts and take out loans in people's name.
Exactly, he used it to open credit card.
Use it.
And
So,
what was the last thing?
So don't give anyone your personal information or you might become a victim of identity theft.
Exactly. You might become a victim of identity theft. Remember that the B's in English, they are more pronounced than the B's in Spanish. Okay, so victim.
What?
Remember, la B, la V en inglés se pronuncia más que en español. En español decimos víctima, pero en inglés es victim with V, right? Can you say that?
Okay.
Can you try?
Victim.
Exactly. And what are all these words here?
Video.
Exactly, video.
Video.
Okay. So that is it. That was the reading part I wanted to practice. Now I'm going to assign you some practice for past continuous and just some vocabulary. That's it. I'm not going to assign you
Okay.
anything.
La tarea, ¿me enviaste tarea el lunes?
No, I didn't. I didn't
Ah, okay.
send you. That's okay. So then, do you have any questions before you go?
No, I don't.
Okay. Then please don't forget the daily survey as you go. And I'll be seeing you tomorrow night.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much, Viviana. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, Andrea. See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.